Hey, I'm Alejandro, and in this video I want to take you through the story of how I shot my first paid video production. I'm a Berklee College of Music graduate and I've worked for a lot of years as a music producer, but I recently shifted into film and photography. A little bit more later on another video of why that is. This project was one of the first real chances that I had to put my recently new skills to a test. It was a recap of a poker tournament that happens every single year for the Jason Taylor Foundation, which it helps kids in Florida with their education and health and stuff. So it happened at a bar that I used to work at a decade ago probably, and I've always really kept in touch with them, and I'm close with my ex-boss. The thing is, for this, I wasn't hired, I wasn't asked. I showed up, pitched the idea, and kind of figured it out from there. So I saw on the Instagram for the bar that they were having this annual event, and even though I had not done any official paid event or video, I figured it would be a great opportunity to get real experience, especially because I felt comfortable with them. And I pitched the idea to my old boss, and yeah, I think since we knew each other and I offered to do it for very little, he said, let's do it. So what I proposed: no requirements, no directions, just a 2-minute recap of some testimonials, and they let me handle it creatively. So a point that I want to make is that I really did this with very little gear as opposed to what I have gathered now. I had no camera. I borrowed an A7 IV from a friend with 24-70mm lens, which was a good range, but in low light it was not really the best. I also used my iPhone 15 Pro Max on a gimbal, which for some shots I figured I would need it. It did even worse because the sensor on it is much smaller, but I needed the angles and the stabilization. The audio was recorded with a Rode Wireless Go 2 and some lav mics that I got to kind of disguise it and not have the actual big device visible. I had a tripod that I had gotten as a random gift, and a lighting kit that I bought from Amazon a year or so ago from a podcast that I started. I only had one battery, and that was kind of a problem at one point. So I had to literally be plugged in to a portable charger for parts of the shooting, and that was a really funny scene. Something that was incredibly beneficial for me was that my mentor and friend, I had him for a long time on my AirPod while I was going through the shoot, specifically for the testimonial part of it, and he was helping me with the more technical stuff that maybe, in the moment it was something I had to get fast. Something important I feel that people can get from this is that the day before I went to the bar and I met with the client to kind of get a grasp of everything that was going on. I asked a ton of questions. I brought my iPad and kind of drew a setup of where all the poker tables were gonna be at, and I walked through the space, and I even planned a drone shot because I feel that would really add value. Even that drone shot, I went that day before to put it to a test because yeah, I had very little time to take that shot, while at the same time gathering everything else that could have been going with the shoot. For the testimonials, I kind of did them early throughout the day. I literally used ChatGPT to help me put out a bunch of questions. The prompt was something such as, give me questions I can ask people so that they can give testimonials on how to get people to come the next year. Something like that. I promise I made it a little bit more eloquent. I did tell people to answer in long format, such as if I ask, what's your name? And it's not Michael, it's my name is Michael. That really saved me a lot of time later in the edit. So something that was actually difficult was the light. I did mention that I had a lighting kit for my old podcast, but that was it. I could not go around the bar with a pole of light and somehow the camera on the other hand, doing both at the same time, and yeah, that was kind of a challenge. But I think the most crucial ones, like I said, were have at least one more battery. I cannot stress how important it is to just have a separate battery that you can use while the other one charges or something along the line. And obviously a better lens. I honestly had no experience with lenses at all. I had not tried a different camera that had a different lens. I had to do with what I got, and I feel that ignorance of not knowing what a better lens could do allowed me to make sure I did a good job, if that makes sense. If I could pick one more thing, is something to stabilize the camera. Doesn't have to be a gimbal. I think with just a top handle or a side handle would be good enough to get a more consistent movement on the camera. I did have to do a lot of stabilization as well, and that took a big chunk of my time, but I have learned a lot through YouTube and Reddit, especially after that one gig. As final thoughts, I feel that if you're just starting out, like I was at the moment, don't wait until everything is perfect. I mean, in fact, I probably have no idea what I'm doing, and in a month, 3 or 5 or a year, I'm gonna look back at this video and be like, wow, there's so much I could have done. But as I've heard in a lot of different videos, you just gotta hit record. Show up to the places, just be there with an open and humble mind and use what you have. And if you put some heart into it, I know it sounds cheesy, but things end up looking better if you do. I think it's something in art that really translates and people feel it rather than seeing it or hearing it in the case of music. And even though that video was far from perfect, I am absolutely proud of it, and it really launched me forward. I can say that even to this day I see it and I'm pretty impressed with the result. And I guess part of what this channel is telling these stories so that you can learn from my mistakes and the things that went right, and the things that I kind of couldn't even anticipate in the moment. Now, since I am doing YouTube videos, I guess I'm gonna be offering information that I keep on getting, knowledge that I keep on gathering on how to build this journey. I think that one of the first things, just like video, just hit record, put something out, and be consistent. I have done a lot of research and I have watched a lot of videos on what it takes to be successful, to whatever you feel success is in YouTube. And just like in life as well, just consistency is the thing that gets you the results that you want. I do want to hear from whoever has more knowledge and experience that you could hear that I had at the moment, and put something on the comments. I feel that I can definitely use that in future videos, and I mean, I'll even comment with your name on it and give you a shout out. Again, your knowledge might be exactly what I pass on to the next. So I hope that you find some value on this. Hit like and subscribe, because that more than anything helps put me out there and really helps me with the content I'm making and the goal that I want to do. So I guess take care, and I'll see you in the next one.